Hey everyone, welcome back to our English first additional language lesson by Miss T.L.L. as we are now embarking and getting ready for the third term. We need to strengthen one of the most, if not critical, skills in English, that which is a summary skill. It's very important for you to read, and after reading, reiterate or infer meaning in your own words without deviating from the original text. So we are going to revisit summary skill. I'm going to show you the tips and share with you the nuggets that are important for you in order for you to collect 10 out of 10 when it comes to summary writing. Right now, first and foremost, I'm going to go through the notes with you. I have short bulletins that I want us to go through before we can actually start to summarize. Now, a summary is a shorter version of the original text, so it means that when you summarize, you will get a text. From reading the text, you'll be rather asked to shorten it in so that it becomes a shorter version of the original text. A summary must not deviate from the original text. To summarize in your own words, take note of the following. Now, as in when you summarize, do not change the meaning of the original text, because what we are assessing here is your ability to take the very same idea that was stated in the original text and now formulate it in a shorter version without losing the original meaning. Now I'm going to share with you the tips that you need to look for when you summarize, and then starting with the use of synonyms. Synonyms are words that mean the same, but they are written how differently. And then do not quote. I know most of learners who are encouraged to quote so that they can get the 7 marks for language, but I would say that summary can be a collectible marks session in paper 1. So avoid by all means to quote verbatim, where you just take word, copy and paste what was there or stated in the original text to become your own words. So that is why the examiner will always say summarize using your own words. So to avoid quoting verbatim, you can also use synonyms, which are words that mean the same, but they are written differently. If I don't want to say something is neat, I can say something is clean. If I don't want to say use something, I can say utilize something. So it means that you must enrich your own vocabulary so that you use the appropriate synonyms or substitute original words with the correct synonyms. Another tip that I would give you is to the use of passive voice. Remember, in a passive voice, you take the object of the sentence to become the subject of the sentence, then you start the sentence with it. In essence, if I were to further simplify this tip, is just to play around with word order. If I say all the learners were quiet today in class, I can say today in class all the learners were quiet. I just played around with words, but you must be careful when you use passive voice that at the end of the day, grammar is not affected in such a way that your sentence must still convey clear meaning without having grammatical issues. Another tip that you can also use is to change tense of instruction or instructional, if not instruction verbs, especially from present continuous tense to present tense. Maybe in an original text they say they use the instruction verb visualizing or utilizing. You can change utilizing to become utilize in a present tense. You can also change visualizing to become visualize. Visualizing, which is a present continuous tense because it ends with ing, to become what? Visualize. And then one thing that you need to avoid by all means is to explain. Remember, we are looking for a shorter version of the original text, not I would say a deeper meaning of the original text. We just want the shorter version, so you must not. And then you ensure that you don't write examples, because once you write examples, you are going to prolong your sentences, or use conjunctions. Remember, the minute you start to use a conjunction, it is because you are introducing another idea or you are joining ideas, that which your sentences automatically are going to become longer. Not unless in instances whereby you are using a conjunction, for example, the word and, to join only two names, not to join two ideas. So you avoid explaining, you avoid writing of examples, you avoid the use of conjunction, and most importantly, avoid quoting verbatim, use your own words. And then what is important is that you must ensure that all the facts that you have used to summarize answer the summary instruction, because each and every summary has an instruction. So you must ensure that the facts that you have used adhere to the instructions as well as the required number of words. Now let us get into a summary and do it practically, having this as our guidelines. Correct. I always advise you to go through the instructions in each and every section. Instructions are important. Please adhere to instructions of examiners. And then a holiday job has several benefits. It is important to know what to consider when looking for a holiday job. Now, this is very, very crucial. This is going to be our summary instruction. Remember, in the notes that we have just discussed, we said that you must ensure that all the facts that you are going to use here adhere to this summary instruction. So what is the summary instruction? How to get a holiday job. It means that from the text that you are going to read, we are only going to focus primarily on the facts that indicate to us and answer the summary instruction as to how to get a holiday job. Right, and then your summary must be written in point form. Please, in English first additional language, it's an additional language. We are not using a paragraph format like in home language. We are going to write a summary in point form, and then list your 7 points in full sentences using not more than 70 words. Please do not exceed the required number of words, because in my view, if you exceed the required number of words, it means that you have either explained, you have quoted verbatim, you have supplied examples, or deviated from the summary instruction. And then number them from 1 to 7. Write only 1 point per sentence. Please ensure that you don't now use 2 points in one sentence. Let every independent sentence convey one idea, and then you'll communicate or state another idea in the second sentence. Use your own words as far as possible. Remember, when in the beginning of the lesson, when we were going through the notes, I did actually discourage you guys to quote, because I know most learners will just say they will quote and get 7 marks for quoting, but summary can be a collectible mark. If you want to obtain a distinction in English, this section is actually a collectible mark section, in such a way that all the answers that you need, or all the facts that you need to write a summary, are actually in the question paper. What you need therefore is just the skills, and for you to actually master summary, get yourself as many summaries as you can from previous question papers, and then practice until you get it right. Indicate the total number of words you have used in brackets at the end, right? So these are our instructions. Let us go through our text. I would advise that you read the text twice. You read first for meaning. Secondly, you read now to outline the facts that you are going to use. And as in when you outline the fact that you are going to use, always refresh or replay the instruction in your mind. Remember, here we are looking for how to get a holiday job. So I've already read the text for me, and then what I'm going to do now is just to look for the facts that answer the summary instruction, and then underline them, and then we are going to change them into our own words. And then to avoid repetition, because I know most of the candidates run out of facts, because now they start repeating facts. A summary actually contains more than 7 facts. So it means that when you get a summary text, in actual fact, you've got more than 7 facts that you can use to summarize. Don't start summarizing at the last paragraph. Go paragraph by paragraph. In most cases, the first paragraph doesn't carry or doesn't have many of the facts. It's just an introductory paragraph of the text, or the idea that is stated or communicated in the text. And then the following paragraphs will actually have ideas. Now, there are many types of holiday jobs from which to choose. Therefore, it is important to think carefully. So this does answer how to get a holiday job. It says that it is important to think carefully about what type of holiday job you want. That can be our first fact. And then once it says, for example, we disregard this, because remember, we don't want examples and summaries. Holiday jobs may be filled months before the start of the holiday season. You have to begin your search. So this is, remember, the instructive word in the summary instruction is how to. So every fact must answer the how part of the question. So it means one of the things that you need to do is that you have to do what? You have to begin your search. Your search early, because there may be many young people looking for the same job. That can be fact number 2 that I will use. And automatically, because I've taught you that you must not use conjunction, it means this fact is very long. We are only going to focus on this portion. What comes after, because is an explanation, and for the purpose of a summary, we don't need the explanation part, right? While job listing websites are good for finding holiday jobs, do not forget, now this is another tip that answers how. It says what? Do not forget to look at the social media pages of various companies as well. So here we have fact number Fact number 3. Now, it is a current trend that businesses use social media as their initial platform for advertising what position. So let us move along. So far we've got the 3 facts, and if you can check, I did not jump any paragraph or be in a hurry to go from one paragraph to another, right? And then now we have 3 facts. Remember, we have 3 facts, so we need 7 facts, right? You can find a holiday job by word of mouth even before it is advertised. This is fact number 4. It shows that how to get a holiday job. You see what I do every time? I play and replay the summary instruction in my mind so that I don't fall into a trap of using irrelevant material or a fact that does not answer the summary instruction. So I have fact 4. So what you say, therefore, let your friends, family, and neighbors know that you are looking for a job. This can also be a fact, but remember, this and this are the same, so you must not have a fact that says the same or convey the same idea, so you don't want repetition. You should always have your curriculum vitae ready. That can be fact number 5, because this and this are the same. As this is one of the first documents you'll need. Once you say as this, it's an explanation, so I'm not going to need this portion of the sentence. I'm only going to focus on the portion that answers the how part. You must be authentic. This is fact number 6 in your CV. Fact number 6. I'm looking for the last fact now. When called for an interview, try to stay calm so that you can think clearly. That can be fact number 7. Let us have a bonus fact. Remember to portray positive body language. It can be another fact. This can be another fact. You may not necessarily be employed after your first attempt. However, you'll have to do what? To persevere. This again can be another fact. So I've got almost 9 facts. So from the 7 now, let us have our summary. We've got 7 facts. We are going to convert them into our own words and see as to how we are going to now formulate 7 facts from the original text. Alright, now the first fact, that it is important to think carefully about the type of holiday job that you want. Our fact, I've changed it to say decide on the holiday job that you want. And then the second one, and so it's, instead of saying that it is important to think, instead of saying to think, I've said what a synonym to what? To decide. And then the second one, you have to begin your search early. Remember, I said we don't need this second leg of the sentence because it is an explanation part. We are only going to focus here. You have to begin your search early. So instead of saying you have to begin, I came up with a synonym for the word begin. Came up with a synonym for the word begin to say start earlier. And then here they said early, we changed the form of word from early to say earlier. So what I'm trying to show you, that it is possible to write a summary in your own words by just using synonyms most of the time and changing the form of words. And then fact number 3, do not forget to look at the social media pages of various companies as well. So instead of saying look, we said check. This is a synonym for the word to look. Say check other companies' social media pages, and that is a fact on its own. Fact number 4 now. You can find a holiday job by word of mouth even if before it is advertised. Therefore, let your friends, family, and neighbors know that you are looking for a job. So instead of saying let your friends know, we said inform. So to inform, it's synonymous with let your friends know. So inform, instead of listing so many people saying friends, family, we just said inform different people that you are looking for a holiday job. And another thing that I want to show you here, especially let us use sentence 4. In as much as we say that a summary is a shorter version of the original text, however, the sentence or the facts that you are writing must still be sensible. They must still convey an idea. You can't just say inform people. Inform people about what? You must contextualize the fact. Even though we say you summarize, does not mean that the sentence must now lose meaning. Don't shorten sentences so much that they end up not making sense. So inform different people that you are looking for a job. And then fact number 5, you should always have your curriculum, or if not your CV, ready. So we said that in fact number 5, always have a prepared CV available. So you can say always have a prepared curriculum vitae available, instead of saying you should always have your CV ready. Instead of saying ready, we say what? Prepared, so that it can be how? Available. And then another fact is that you must be authentic in your CV. So if we wanted to come up with a synonym for the word authentic, we say if another word of saying authentic is honest, so it means you must be honest in your CV. And then the last fact that we used when called for an interview, try to stay calm, so that, remember what comes after, so that it's an explanation part and we don't need this explanation. So we just say remain, instead of say try to stay, we shortened try to stay with what? Remain calm during what? During interviews. So what I have done here is not to completely change the fact. It's just to omit one or two words in a sentences and retain or maintain the same idea as stated in the original text. For an example, let us go to 7 again. Remain calm during interviews is the same way as when called for an interview, try to stay calm. So instead of saying try to stay, I said remain what? Calm, but I still sustain the same idea from the original text to say during what? During what? An interview. So this is how you summarize, and then you indicate the total number of words. Make it 47 words that we have used. I have ensured that all these facts answer the summary instruction. I've underlined the main ideas that I'm going to use. I did not explain, I did not repeat facts. So when you are marked, you are going to get all the 7 facts correct. So facts is going to be 7, and then because the 7 facts are correct, you just get your bonus 3 marks for language, and then you get 10 out of 10. You simply totalize your summary. So that is why I've said that summary is a collectible mark in paper 1. What you just need is just to practice and enrich vocabulary in as far as synonyms are concerned. So just ensure that you follow these tips and practice and practice and practice. Remember, practice definitely makes perfect, so that at the end of the day you get your 10 out of 10 and you work towards obtaining a distinction in English. Thank you.